And the word of the Lord reads, "But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed." It is important that we understand that God has planted a gift in us. And when we settle the fact that God has in fact planted this gift of God in us, He has deposited a purpose in us, He's deposited something great in us, we can understand and we can settle that when we go through what we go through, even though we may feel some of the effects of what we go through, we may be troubled, we may find trouble on every side, but we will not be distressed. We won't put ourselves in a place where we think that all hell is breaking loose in our lives, because we know that we are in fact with God. Isn't it a blessing to know that when you go through what you go through, you can find yourself at peace because God is with you, because God has never left you nor forsaken you. When you don't know what the end is going to be, you know in the end you got the victory. I don't know about you, but I'm glad to know that I serve a God that even in the midst of my trouble, even in the midst of my time where I am troubled on every side, I can find myself at peace knowing that God is with me. And because He is with me, because He will never leave me nor forsake me, I know that I am right up in His arms. That's why the Bible has declared that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into that name and find safety. So we find ourselves going into the name, the character, and the authority of the covenant God that has covenant promises for His covenant people. And when we find ourselves in a place where we run into the character of God, we operate the way He has called us to operate. We act the way He's called us to act. We behave the way He's called us to behave. Even in the midst of trouble being on every side, even in the midst of folk losing their job, even in the midst of folk being in financial despair, we will not be distressed. Why? Because we serve a God that will take care of us. We serve a God that David could declare that I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. We serve a God that is faithful to make sure that we have everything that we need.